AI's here. Are we cooked? It's not. This isn't a super detailed video or anything like that. It's more of a story time, not like a Eddie Burback quality video. As you could probably tell, I'm not as talented and uh, probably creative as Eddie Burback. I liked his recent video about AI, and but that's not really the reason I'm making this video. I had a little run-in with AI situation that kind of is blowing my mind at the moment. So I'm a college student, big academic weapon, and there comes a time in everyone's college career where there's a discussion post due at 11:59 on Sunday. I mean, if you go to college, you're probably gonna have to run into that at some point. So you're gonna answer the discussion post and talk to three other people's discussion post or whatever. But this particular discussion post was talking about which single event changed world history the most and why. So, my beef with the question was a little bit, well, just everything prior to the thing had it and inherently had more effect. So, it's something at the start of time is bigger than anything that happened later. That's my beef with the question. I think it's a bad question, but we're not talking about my problem, my own, you know, issues with the question. Because in my mind, it's anything from the 19th century, like inherently, didn't change history as much as something happened in the 1400s or something like that. It's 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 not fair. It's not worded correctly. It's something like that. It may be pivotal. You need add the word pivotal in there or something. But again, the beef's not with the question. It's with the answers to the question. So I was like, I had my thoughts. Like, this is a bad question. What did other people say? So I start scrolling, and I won COVID, which I think that's a bad answer. Because it happened so recently, and I feel uh, like COVID was the thing, sure, but I feel like time reality would be very similar as to what it is today. I feel like we've kind of gone over that hump, and it's not much different than what it would have been without COVID, in my opinion. Now I get that you know so there are differences. I don't want to say there's no differences, but I'm saying the time is probably pretty realistic. And some people said the Great Depression or the World Wars, which those had major historical effects and changed world history a good amount, a significant amount. But as I was scrolling through these questions, I ran into a common answer: the Industrial Revolution. And it wasn't like one or two or even three or four, but it was like 75% of the answers were the Industrial Revolution. So I'm like, there's no way that this many people think the Industrial Revolution was the biggest moment that changed history. So I'm like, what's going on? And originally I was like, maybe they just looked at the person before it and they copied theirs. But then I started reading them, and they kind of have the same form and the same structure, kind of the same general ideas in them. I was like, this is weird. This is a little strange what's going on here. It's not, it's like I'm looking at the same thing over and over and over. So I finally decide to get Snapchat AI, and I decided to ask Snapchat AI, what is, again, the discussion post, which is what single event changed world history the most? And it gave me the Industrial Revolution. So every person that was answering the Industrial Revolution was using AI, and it was just writing them the paragraph. The Industrial Revolution had major effects, blah, 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 whatever. And they write it, and they probably edit it a little bit, and then they send it in. And it all clicked. It was there were this many people using AI, Snapchat AI, or not Snapchat AI necessarily. I think I did see one person that was like bar for bar the Snapchat AI answer though. But I think that's so unbelievable to use AI to answer this question. Again, I think it's a bad question, but just to kind of be like, I'm not gonna answer, I'm gonna put thought into it. It's kind of crazy to me. Because I mean, it's not a hard question to answer. There's no wrong answer, and it's really just you not wanting to put the work into thinking about the question, which kind of bothers me a little bit. And that's kind of my issue with AI is it's supposed to make things easier, not to make it, completely effortless, I think is my big thing. Like, I think when people start talking about, using AI for art and all these things, it's 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 stealing work from the people that put work in. So why should people that didn't put that talent in be able to create a similar looking piece? And I think they have a good argument there. But with literature, it's just it's copying like word for word. Like it's not even just kind of uh taking bits and pieces to kind of put in an overall unique product, like art is very much more limitless, I would say, than a paragraph about the Industrial Revolution, if you know what I'm saying. And I think that's a big deal because, I mean, it's the industrial, it's not even a good answer to the question, I feel like, in my mind. And they would just copy it and wouldn't think about it. And I think, again, that just kind of blows my mind that you're going to let a AI think for you. And, at the end of the day, they didn't want to, they had stuff to do or whatever, and they just wanted to get that assignment over with. But it just bothers me. There's, like, why are you going to being college to not put some effort into creating some sort of ideas? Like, even if you don't, like, I don't like the question. I think it's a bad question. I still answer the question in my own words instead of just drawing from, the pool of information that is AI and saying that's what you believe. And I think as you go forward, I think you kind of you lose something by not thinking through these silly little questions. Because I think in Dungeon Meshi, which is food in Japanese, but I forget what the Japanese name for the anime is called, but whatever. But like they have a dwarf that cooks food and whatever, and his big thing is he doesn't like using magic because he doesn't want to lessen his skill by just making it easier. And but the elf that uses magic, she's like, it can do these great things, kind of thing. And they work together to find the balance. But I think that's what you have to do with AI in this situation. You have to use it in balance. I think using it as purely 100% it's doing all the effort is bad and is morally wrong and just kind of lazy and just shouldn't really be a thing that you do. And I think you know, if you watched it this far, probably not many people have, but I think it's I think it's important to not lose sight of thinking for yourself and putting in some, you know, thoughts into the, you know, into your writing. I think writing's a very good, you know, it's not art, but writing is like, as a species, just as a person, you know, it's a gift that you have can formulate, you know, ideas and write sentences and, you know, even put that all together into a form that can, you know, be built around. And I don't know. I think the main point of this video is it blows my mind, and I guess the story, the the moral of the story is if when you get in college, don't use AI on your discussion posts just because you got something else to do. Um, but it kind of blew my mind a little bit, and that's why I made the video. And because I mean, even like YouTube videos, uh, it's fun to formulate a talking point and, you know, deliver it because that's what you thought of. That's what you thought, and it wasn't thought by me, by an AI chatbot. I'm not AI, if you can believe that. Um, but yeah, thanks for watching. If you clicked on this video and made it all the way through, I don't think probably many people did, but that's my thoughts, and I just thought it was a little interesting thing that I discovered, and I thought it was interesting, and maybe you probably didn't, but thanks for watching if you did, and yeah, subscribe.